In this video, we will look into what is systematic sampling in random sampling procedure in statistics. So let's consider a scenario here where you have a population size of 9 people and you want to take 3 samples from this 9. Alright, so I'm going to call my population as capital N, which is equal to 9, and I'm going to call the small n, which is the sample size, and that's 3 here. So to choose a sample, I divide capital N by small n, which is 9 divided by 3. That will give you 3. So what does this 3 mean? You're going to take every third person from the population as a sample. So in this procedure, you need to number your population completely. So that here in this scenario, we have numbered the 9 people from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here I'm starting with number 3. So if my first sample is number 3, then my next sample would take a count of 3. So count of 3 would be 1, 2, 3. So number 6 is my second sample. Then again for the next sample, count 3 again. 1, 2, 3. So 9 is my next sample. So 3, 6, 9 are your samples. This is systematic sampling. Let's see one more illustration. So let's consider here an illustration where you have 50 people. Okay, there are 50 people here in this. And you decide to choose a sample size of 5. So your population here, capital N, is 50. And your sample size, small n, is 5. All right. So let's do the same method. So dividing 50 over 5, you get 10. Now you need to choose every 10th person in the population as your sample. All right. So here we are starting with number 10. So if your first sample is number 10, then your second sample will be 10 plus 10, 20. Then the third sample will be 20 plus 10, 30. Now you can understand 30 plus 10 is 40 and 40 plus 10 is 50. So that's how you choose the samples. Let's say, if we started with the number 7, then this is 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. So if you started with 7, then your next sample would be 7 plus 10, which is 17. Then the next sample will be 17 plus 10, 27. Then 37, 47. So this would have been your samples. So this method of systematically organizing your population in an order and numbering them and then choosing a sample according to the number sequence is called systematic sampling. So in a systematic sampling, randomly select the first sample from the first k units. Alright, then every kth member starting with the first selected sample is included in the sample. So that's what we did. So your population size is n, your sample size is k, then k is n by n, and every kth member is your sample. And you can choose the first number from anywhere in the first k units. Alright, what are the merits of this method? This is a simple and convenient method. You have a systematic numbering. So once you have numbered, then you just have to use the method of apply the numbers and just pick up the samples. So there is no other heavy work that is required to choose a sample. So it's very easy and convenient. And second, this method distributes the sample more evenly over the entire population. So now you would have noticed that in both the examples that I gave, that the samples are evenly distributed over the population. So it's not clustered in one particular area or one particular sector, but it is distributed evenly. So that's a good advantage of this. Then the third is the time and the work is reduced much. You don't have to do a lot of calculations to find each sample, and the time is much reduced in picking the sample. But everything has its own advantage and disadvantages because we're doing sampling. So what could be the demerits? Systematic samples are not random samples. So you're not randomly picking them. Once you choose the first number at random within the first k units, then the next number or the subsequent numbers are not random. They are in a systematic pattern. So we can say that could be a disadvantage. And also, if n is not a multiple of small n, then the sampling interval k cannot be an integer. Thus, sample selection becomes difficult. If you're trying to apply the law, the method, let me go back here. We have every kth number to be your sample. So if n by n is not divisible, if this capital N is not divisible by the small n, if you get a decimal point or something, then your kth term is not easily picked up. So I guess these are the advantages and disadvantages of the system. Now a typical example would be a manufacturing industry where you have bottles all coming out of production line. So to check the quality of the manufacturing, you can stop every one bottle in 1,000 or every one bottle in a 500 to pick that bottle and check the quality. So systematic sampling would be very useful in a manufacturing industry. Thank you for watching Math Tutorial Anand. Please like, and you can comment if you have any questions, and do not forget to subscribe to get more videos like this.